This video is sponsored by Christoph Frey. For excellent low poly hard games, check the link in the description below for some of his works. What's up, y'all? Boogie Knight here, and welcome back to the Lorethrough. Thank y'all so much for continuing to join me on this journey. I do apologize that it has been so long since I have played this. As I posted on social media, I've been pretty under the weather, both physically and mentally, and really haven't been too focused on recording. So we have made a couple of changes. The big thing is you're probably wondering, what is with this sword? Where is my fabled battle axe? Well, it's still there. But we have, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, Oolacile's Fury Sword. I just wanted to kind of just fool around a little bit and just farm. And then I discovered that if you fed Titanite slabs to Frampt, he would eat them and then give you back Titanite chunks. So I spent about 15 minutes just fooling around and then got the amount of chunks that I needed and was able then to go to the giant blacksmith that we met at Anne Orlando, and then from which able to use Oolacille's soul to upgrade to the Fury Sword. Now this is a curved sword, and we used the scimitar that we got from the undead merchant. Now this is a curved sword born from the soul of Oolacile, daughter of the Witch of Izalith, who was transformed into a chaos demon. Like Oolacille's body, the sword features shells, spikes, and a coating of chaos fire, power affected by wielder's humanity. And when we look at the damage here, the physical is about 40 less than our battle axe, which is, okay, never mind, 190 plus 103. This is only that. But look at our fire damage. Whereas our battle axe has no fire damage, our Oolacille's Fury Sword has 170. So, it's in that scales. If you have Demon Titanite, which we may or may not have, we can use that to upgrade this Fury Sword. Now, the reason I wanted to go ahead and do this is because I believe Artorias is susceptible to fire. So when we get to Artorias, which will hopefully be tonight, because I do want to talk a little bit more about the Artorias sword, but let's first of all see if Elizabeth has anything else to say.
Struggling, are we? If there's anything I can do, never hesitate to ask.
I think we're okay with the parapowder. Actually, let's get a couple of gold pine resins.
May the flames guide.
Actually, no, she don't want to see if she had anything else to say. Sorry, Elizabeth.
If thou art from a time far, far ahead, there are many things I wish to ask, but I know that I must not. The perils of our time are overwhelming enough.
Ooh, that's an interesting piece of lore.
Was thine eye glancing hither? Thou needst not hide thy wonder. I am a mushroom, after all.
You pervy shroomer. Okay. Okay, that is kind of funny.
May the flames guide.
Okay, so let's go back to the bonfire right quick. I do want to repair. There we go. So, Elizabeth. Pardon me. So, Elizabeth gave an interesting piece of lore. So she knows for a sheer fact that we have come from the future, and she just as much as she wants to ask questions, she refrains from doing so. Now, once again, even after the events that transpire here in the Artorias of the Abyss DLC, Willis still does not fall for quite a little bit more time, I believe. I believe more years pass before Oolacile is finally consumed. Now, whether it has been consumed by the Abyss, that is kind of what the going trend is, or some other means, it's never gone into specifics. Now, here we are back again in Royal Wood. Now, I do want to see how powerful Oolacile goes against these Abyss things. Holy crap. That's legitimate damage. And that's a lot quicker, too. That's good news. So we are trading a little bit of power for quickness. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I think in a lot of cases, quickness can be better than just raw strength. Now, the reason I'm going around the edge here is because when we did this last time, I do want to see how close I can get to Artorias. I do want to do some exploring, but there's also the pitchfork demon things as well as the gigantic hammer things, which made my life miserable last time. So, once again, I believe this is actually where we fight Sif in the main world. And this is a town we do want to visit later on. We do need to get a key. I'm not sure where that is, but it is after we defeat Artorias and also after we meet the last standing Knight of Gwyn. Because once again, there were 4 Knights of Gwyn. Ornstein, not Smo, as I've said last time. So it was Ornstein, Artorias, Hawkeye Goff, and the assassin whose name eludes me. And we will meet the assassin after we fight Artorias and topple him. And all things in time. Once again, let's just kind of skirt the edge a little bit. Now, somebody did legitimately ask me if Calamite is a boss we'll have to fight. Calamite is completely optional. I'm not sure whether we will fight Calamite or not. I'll make the decision as we get closer to fighting Manus, the Father of the Abyss. So while we're re-going through this, I do want to touch back upon Artorias' backstory. I went into a little bit of detail about Artorias. Once proud knight. Oh, we got a crystal lizard. That's okay. Alright, go to sleep, as Jasmine would say. Something's happening. I take the wrong path. Yarp, I think. Nope, hang on. Okay, we're cool. Down here. Oh yeah, because we did get followed that one time by, like, the massive armies of Rockhammer and company. Ooh. Go to lie down before you hurt yourself. Anyway, so Artorias was tasked by Gwyn to stop the spread of the Abyss of Oolacile. He traveled with his companion, the Great Grey Wolf Sif, of all things, when Sif was still just a pup, and traveled on pretty much what was a fruitless death march against the rise of the Abyss. Now, according to the myth, and this is what the lore says, was that Artorias sacrificed himself in order to stop the spread of the Abyss. However, you can probably guess that's completely open to interpretation and not 100% legit. And we will talk about that later on. Because there's a lot more to the lore than meets the eye. Oh, I like how I can just topple both of these in one fell swoop. Purple moss clumps, that's good for poison. We will definitely need that later on. Ooh! Gold, okay, gold coins. Now look down here for a second. Now we have a little bit more of Oolacile proper, which you can see the entrance right over there from after we fight Artorias. Okay, so we got to deal with the gardeners, and we will have to take on a rock man. Okay, come on. Okay, whoa. Okay, well. I think... How do we deal about it last time? Oh wait, hang on. In here, and then there was an elevator that we promptly got decimated on. I'm still not comfortable fighting the Rockmen. Oh. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. the grave of Artorias. The final battlefield against the once proud knight of Gwyn. Oh, I need to find a way to activate this. That would be a lot easier. Of course, I mean, we still can, probably for all intents and purposes, just sprint around. Let's see really quickly if there's any kind of way we can shortcut, or would we really have to... Maybe there's a bonfire somewhere here? I don't think so. Now, I would use Power Within on this first go-about, but I don't think... I'm fairly confident we're not going to win on this first match against Artorias. So, for the first couple of matches, I just really want to learn his overall maneuvers. He's likened to Gwyn a sizable amount of time, because... Ooh, hang on. Before we do that, we have one more NPC we want to talk to, and this creeper here is Marvelous Chester.
Let me guess. Snatched by a shadowy limb and dragged off to the past.
So, Chester, how did you guess?
Yes, of course. Exactly what happened to me. We are both strangers in this strange land. But at least now there are two of us.
So this is Marvelous Chester, another NPC, kind of in a Guy Fawkes mask. Now, what's interesting about him was like he's alluded to with us, is that he legitimately was snatched backwards into the past. So, and he sells us herbs and whatnot. So throwing knives, purple moss cones for poison, fire bombs, alluring skulls, which I could have used to go up against the pork chops, black fire bombs, homeward bones, that humanity, really? You know? We're probably going to die the first time anyways, so let's just go ahead and buy some humanity from him. And let's see if he has anything to say.
Did you happen across Knight Artorias? The legendary abyss walker from the old tales? Well, if you haven't, it's just as well. He's a colorless sort, if you ask me.
Cute, Chester. Cute. Let's see if he has anything else to say.
So, what did that giant mushroom make you do? Not that I care. It's none of my business.
Ugh, Chester.
I've little to talk about, really. Oh, you know me. What do I know?
Okay, sorry, just getting the mouse out of the way. There's more to do over here. So long. But first, we have a date with Destiny. And that is the once proud knight Artorias, sole survivor of Gwyn, until he took on the Abyss. Oh. Okay, so I think... Okay, so... So, yeah, Power Within is definitely necessary. Actually, what we'll actually do is, now that we've kind of gotten our medal with that, I think we're going to try with the Battle Axe, and then we're going to... Well, first let's go back to perish, and then, as you can tell, we barely were doing any damage right out of the gate, but we only got about 3 or 4 shots off. Just hang out here. Do that. Go back to Oolacile. And then, yeah, we're going to switch back to the battle axe, and then I think what we'll do is we'll use... Well, let's add some gold pine resin to our... Where is the pine resin? Come on. Oh, we had some. Oh wait, derp. Yeah, we have to do it from this screen. I thought we bought some. Did we not? Well, okay. Okay, either way, okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and move over to that. And then we are going to switch this over to the Pyromancy Glove, because I want to test power within. I could have sworn we had pine resin that we bought. Oh well, whatever. So I think now that we kind of know our way around the wing, we're just going to kind of speed run back to Artorias. So by glossing around that, we did a considerable amount of damage. Actually... Actually, no. Let's stay with Queeleg, and then use Power Within to see if we can stack with that. We did buy a sizable chunk of humanity from Chester, because now I don't know if there's going to be NPCs available to fight Artorias, because once again we're in a completely different time zone, and that's okay. And I will explore more of the Royal Wood later on. Once again, I'm just kind of trying to get stuff figured out. But I can kind of see how Artorias has been compared to Gwyn. From his... All the bosses we fought have kind of followed some form of pattern, whereas from what I've seen on Artorias so far, it's fairly irregular, and I guess that's kind of how we got the comparison to Gwyn. But then again, he was a Knight of Gwyn, so Gwyn trained him, so for all intents and purposes, maybe we picked up a few things. Now, I don't know if if we'll be able to activate this now or later on at some point, because when I'm guessing this is probably the same one that was down below after we took the elevator past Rock Dudes. Once again, we already grabbed the item there, that's okay. Anyways, so by the fact that y'all have seen Artorias for yourself, know that something went wrong. Artorias may have sacrificed himself to stop the Abyss, but he failed and was corrupted by the Abyss. Now you're probably asking, where is Sif? Well, Sif will find at a later time during the course of this DLC, as well as in the course of this game. That's why I'm kind of taking it upon myself to try and rescue Sif, because a lot of people will just go on and take care of Sif early in-game instead of following the lore, but then again, this is supposed to be pretty tough, and, well, Artorias, from what I've seen, is kind of a badass, but then again, he was a Knight of Gwyn. So he did truly indeed sacrifice himself to stop the spread of the Abyss. However, big honking however, he became corrupted, a servant to Manus. Oh! Okay. Really? Really? So, welcome back to Dark Souls. I forgot about Hammer Dude. He was the one that legitimately chased me last time. That's okay. We're still learning. This is only probably our third or fourth trip to Oolacile. And I've died more times fighting the Gaping Dragon as opposed to the Capra Demon. So maybe I won't die that many times fighting Artorias. I mean, wishful thinking, but hell, you never know. And if this doesn't work, I'm probably going to farm souls off camera so I can get some, what's it called, gold pine. I want to see whether or not Artorias is susceptible to lightning damage. I mean, now mind you, he is an adherent to the Lord of Sunlight, so lightning could be his preference, but I haven't had too much of a chance to legitimately take on, give him more than just a couple of shots, and as y'all know, it all stacks. So 2 to 3 shots will build up to several hundred. But I am curious to see what Power Within's going to be like. So we'll probably take another few shots, and then we'll try one more time tonight without Power Within, and then if that fails, we're going to switch back to the Axe, and then Power Within and see how that goes against Artorias. Now, here's the interesting thing, though, about Artorias, is that you saw him fighting a bloathead, or I think that's what that creature is called, before we started the battle. So somewhere in there, Artorias is still present, so even though he is consumed by the Abyss, and basically is slave to Manus' will, he still is in there, which I find fascinating. And also, for added content, there was cut content where Artorias actually said various things to you. Things like, human, you are strong, thou art strong, you still stand a chance, or something like that, or turn back now, even to the point of asking if we knew where Sif was. Let me go ahead and break. See if I get away from Rockman. I don't know how that worked last time, but... oh, here's something. No, we can't. Let's just go ahead and get rid of these clippers. They are fairly easy to drop. That's probably a purple moss clump. No sign of Rockman, so let's go ahead and just stay a little frosty. We do want to kill the spares before we take the elevator. Another dark root / Oolacile flower. Yeah, so I find that very interesting that somewhere, that even though fully corrupted and pretty much a demon of his own, and his own kind, he still is fighting the Abyss and the creatures of the Abyss. So that often makes me wonder, and I don't know, because it's often been adhered that Gwyn is extremely apathetic. Whoa, hi. Ooh, oh, good lord, hi. Really? Thanks. Jerks. Okay, so I was getting a little bit too greedy there. So, let's just stay a little bit frosty. I haven't played Dark Souls in probably almost a month, so I do apologize. But I do love the flame mechanics. And also, you know how you can also do the kick with the other weapons? So if we do try and do the kick here, we do a little backflip instead. Kinda cool. Anyways, so what are y'all's thoughts about Artorias? I mean, obviously, only the stuff you've told me, or only stuff you know is just for what I've told you, but for those that have played Dark Souls, particularly those that have followed the lore of Artorias and the Abyss, and there is going to be a rundown at the very end of all of this about the concept behind Artorias, Lord Manus, Father of the Abyss, and Oolacile in general, as well as the concept of time travel. Damn, son. Yeah, off the cliff you go. They remind me so much of the gardeners from Dark Souls 3 and the Undead Settlement. And I do need to up my endurance. That is for damn fact. Well, I guess I took a hit earlier by one of them. Oh well, that's cool. Let's go over here, down, around. Yeah, I suspect there's probably, since there's another hole in the ground down below, that there's probably another elevator that has to get activated. Possibly. Maybe. But it's so cool how this is all kind of coming together into, like, one point. And I'm hoping that this won't turn into kind of like how it took me 45 minutes to an hour to deal with Havel. But Havel was a different story, in my opinion. I was pretty greedy back then, and I'm taking the time to learn how the bosses are. So let's go ahead and Estus right quick. Probably not a good idea, being the sheer fact that Hammer Demon is somewhere present. We do have to deal with the Gardeners. They are quick. So if we can deal with those, then we stand a chance of just running from Hammer Demons. What is this thing? Just Flora, I guess. Okay, you will come to me, snippy, snippity, snippity. Not bad, Soulage. There's my bloodstain, okay. Let's just move a little bit more slowly. So we got two dudes here, two dudes here. Okay, got more dudage over there. They got the drop on me last time. Ah, crap. I can handle two of them. It's the third one. Reminds me of the song Shine a White by He's Legend. I'm Your Gardener. I don't know why, that song always kind of creeped me out. No, I'm not going to fight Hammer Dudes just because we have a date with Artorias. So we're going to get our Bloodstain, and if we can deal with the Clippers... Not what I was intending. Now we run. And now we die. You pricks. I love this. We've died once fighting Artorias. We've died more times than I can count fighting those bleeding stone things. Welcome back to Dark Souls, y'all. I do want to see if I can just squeeze in one more fight with Artorias. And then what I'll probably do is fool around off camera, grind, see if I can get my endurance up. But probably what I'll do next episode is get back to Artorias' battle site and then start the video from there, just to save you guys the time. I do now have video editing software, but once again, I like giving you guys the raw footage, so I don't want to give you guys too much cut content or anything like that. I want to show you the full bloody experience from start to finish. But we'll see what happens. I feel like and y'all can correct me if you feel differently, but I feel like I kind of waste a little too much time sometimes, fighting the boss over and over and over again. But even E and B, he during From the Dark, he didn't cut content for fighting bosses, so I feel a little bit more empowered to do that, because it also gives me a chance to discuss lore or theories that I might have come up with. Now, before y'all are wondering, what does Miyazaki say about this? He doesn't go too, in the Design Works interview, he doesn't go into too much detail about Oolacile. I mean, at least none I can broach just yet, because the bulk of it kind of comes out after the DLC is done. So I really don't want to go into too much detail based upon what Miyazaki and FromSoft said in Design Works, but there is a little bit of lore that they do drop. But I really can't do too much about this until we beat Artorias, which means we still have to deal with hammer dudes. So we've only been playing for about 30 minutes, so I feel like we could probably squeeze in at least one more battle with Artorias, and I'll use power. I probably won't use Power Within this time because I still want to learn his maneuvers. Stay down, rat. So we got 2 dudes up here. Actually, we got 6 dudes total. So we got these 2 dudes straight ahead, 2 dudes on the left, and then 2 more with the hammer guys. Now, luckily, these guys get aggroed pretty quickly, so I feel like you're done, farmer. So I feel like if we can move a little bit more slowly, we can aggro them. Ah, crap. We aggroed 3 of them. That was not what I was hoping. Snippity, snippity. We need to S this up too. So 3 hits and we legitimately dispatched them. Blood Red Moss Clump, that's good news. So there's really no easy way around this. What the hell's going on outside? I mean, I could Homeward Bone for all intents and purposes. You can't really Boogie strat either. And by Boogie strat, I mean fighting guys until they don't respawn anymore. But because that strat wasn't introduced until Dark Souls 2. You make for the sanctuary, take the elevator. Come on. Yes, 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 yes. Drop. Whew. Never thought I was more legit nervous about fighting Rockhammer dudes instead of Artorias. So, actually, let's just take a quick look at everything. I sworn we have humanity. We got plenty. We got 6 humanity. That's good. I don't know why we don't have all our. Yeah, I don't know why our. What's it called is not present. We got plenty of Titanite. We got Demon Titanite. We could use our Demon Titanite at some point to go to upgrade our Quelaag Fury Sword, but. Quelaag, once again, you gotta be a little... Magic weapon, what's this? That requires 3 slots. Venom, dragon, only magic, so swords, meta, or special. Okay, actually, let's... We got Havel's Ring. We need that. And then Rusted... That's not what I wanted to do. Rusted Iron Ring. What does the Rusted Iron Ring do? Oh wait, no, that's the Poor Footing. So we should probably We could put on the Leo ring to boost counterattacks of thrust weapons. Could use the Wolf ring, Hawk ring, or we could... Let's go ahead and put on the Ring of Steel Protection, since we are legit done fighting in bogs for the time being. So let's go ahead and try this one on. And I'm not going to power within yet, because I do once again just want to kind of figure things out. And I might human at some point, but once again, it's such a mercurial process to get there. I don't want to humanity up, and... Ooh. Okay, that was stupid of me. Oh! So, fire damage doesn't do too much. But look at his arm. Hang on. Let's... Okay, nope, I nerfed that. Okay, that was stupid of me. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, see how quickly he reacts? That's very Gwyn-like. Ew, watch out for the Abyss Gunk! Oh, I should have asked us. Crap. Yep, I'm dead. Okay, so we've legitimately done a few attacks against Artorias with the Quelaag's Fury Sword. So now we're going to switch back over to the Battle Axe and see how that works against him. And then I think after that, we're going to call it a night, because once again, I'm still not in the greatest of shape. But I did want to slowly get back into this, and I promise I will get back into... Where is that Battle Axe? More Absolov later on. But let's go ahead and try one more go against Brave Knight Artorias. And then after that, I'll probably just fool around a little bit to see about you know, we do have enough humanity. Let's try something. Let's legit see if we can get to Artorias and see if there's anybody skulking about. I doubt it, but there's probably going to be some veterans hanging about. I mean, I don't want to rely entirely on the kindness of strangers to help me take down Artorias, but it's an experiment. Entirely experimental. Actually, you know, Quelaag was doing pretty well against the minions. So we'll switch the Battle Axe before we go through the Fog Wall. So let's keep it with what we know. And of course, for those that have any strats that want to offer tips and guidance without... You okay? Without backseat gaming, of course, on how they were able to take out Artorias. I'll probably watch... Oh, that was just dumb damage. I'll probably watch E and B, but I mean, I know my level is incredibly low compared to his. I think he's legitimately like a level 100 or something like that when he fights Artorias. I think I'm a level 59. I should probably be a lot higher of a level, but once again, you never know when it comes to the Souls games about what is a legitimate level or not. So let's go ahead and go over here. I mean, I'm just glad that I'm kind of learning the tactics and strats of some of these other monsters. I just really hope I can make it to the elevator without dying. I mean, we probably could... Well, no, because pitchfork monsters are a lot... Ah, hell. Let's just be a little bit careful when crossing the bridge. I'd rather not have to provoke. Okay, so I think we're okay. Nope. We aggroed him. Crap. Bad new move. Now we really have to haul ass. Or did we aggro him? Maybe we got far enough away that we didn't, that he de-aggroed? I don't know. Still, I want to be on the careful side, because we still have to take out these dudes and watch out for the rock guys. Yeah, he's pretty solid for this when you think about it. So are there only two? Yeah, okay, that's what kind of threw me off. Nope, there's three. Nope, okay. Drop you. Now here's the big picture. No, rock demons, stay away. Ah, crap. Okay. Well, it's not what I wanted to accomplish, because now I still have to deal with 4 of them instead of just 2 of them. Okay, so now let's switch over to the battle axe, Estus, and let's just take a quick look. There's probably not. Once again, I'm not going to use power within just yet. I do want to secure one more fight with him before we legitimately switch over to power within. But I'm also wanting to see if there are any NPCs. Once again, I highly doubt anything is summonable. But you never know. We did get lucky fighting Ornstein and Smo with, that dude. I did it! Hooray, good for you. Why would you post it outside the fog wall on the other side? Usually people would be posting it elsewhere. Maybe there's something around on Chester's end? Anything else you want to say to me, Chester?
Oh, think of any... So long.
So long. Yourself. So there probably isn't anybody summoning around here. Yeah, I don't see any summon signs. I mean, there might be some more up here on the cliffside. Actually, I do want to check this really quickly. I don't know if there's a bonfire here. Wait a hot minute. Will this? Oh, sweet. Thank Godfrey. So we do now have an elevator that we can use, so we don't have to keep running the gauntlet. Well, that just made things a whole lot easier. Okay then, perfect. Shortcut acquired, so now we legitimately have a way to go back and forth. That's a weight off my mind. I don't want to keep fighting the rock demon. So we will be able to squeeze in maybe one more battle after this one if he legitimately kills us. Forest, her. Okay, so let's go ahead and fight him again using our battle axe and see how much more damage we can do with that. Liar, okay, yeah. Power then's probably going to be a better bet. Yeah, we'll do one more battle tonight, and then I'll just try and fool around off camera a little bit afterwards. But 3 battles, not bad for starters. We're legitimately learning things. Despair? Okay, let's do this. Round 3. You killed Cap. You died 6 or 7 times fighting Capra. I'm not even gonna bother trying to get my bloodstain back. Okay, so we are doing more damage with our battle axe. So let's go ahead and stick with that. Okay, so battle axe is the better bet against Artorias. So let's legitimately do one more battle with him, and then we will call it a night. And then I think we'll fool around next time with Power Within. And then I might also go so far as to level up Queeleg's Fury Sword with the Demon Titanite to see if we can up our physical. So it looks like, legitimately, physical damage does a better bet against Artorias as opposed to fire damage. Because we were only doing like 27 damage against Artorias. We're doing about the same amount of damage, I think, against these dudes. But it's nice that we've unlocked the shortcut. All we had to do was go hang out by Chester. But you know what? This game, it's its own breed of making you nervous about where you can legit and not legitimately go. And there is another exit elsewhere. Thank Godfrey. So long. So, it's not a bonfire, but it'll do. It'll do, donkey. That'll do. So, let's go ahead and do this. Was it worth using humanity? Yes and no, actually, because, I mean, if there was an NPC that we could call upon... That move is a little bit on the tough side. Whoa. Okay, so a lot of the moves come in threes. Range could... Ugh. Okay, yeah, that was just a suicide run. Okay, so I think this is probably a perfect place as any to stop. For now, we've covered a decent amount of ground. We were able to kind of look at Artorias' strats as well as discover what works against him. That was what I want to do. I want to go back here. So what I'll probably do off camera is I will try and see about upping the physical damage to Quila just to see what I can do. And maybe find some way to make my battle axe even stronger, as well as just kind of fool around and kind of see what works, what doesn't work. But when we pick back up, I think we should have the strats and tips that we need to defeat Artorias and move on. We've only done it 3 times fighting Artorias, and you know what? That's okay. No, 4 times. That's legitimately okay. I don't mind. We have done a lot better. We improve each time we fight him, so I'm not terribly concerned. So, once again, if y'all have any tips or tricks or strats you want to run by me, please let me know. I do read every comment, and I try to reply to every comment. Just do not backseat game. I mean, the Soul series is completely learning, so I really do appreciate whatever feedback y'all want to offer. And as always, a big thank you to Christoph Frey for being a sponsor of the Boogie Night Project. Once again, if you like low-poly horror games with a faux emphasis on story, character, and overall atmosphere, check a link in the description below. I guarantee you will not be let down. So, of course, with that being said, before I call it a night, if you like the Boogie Night Project and you want to find out more, I do have a Twitter page as well as a public Discord channel, and links to both of those are in the description below, as well as a link to my temporarily defunct Twitch page, and if you're so morbidly fascinated, my Patreon. Otherwise, I hope you all have a fantastic evening, and I'll catch you on the flip side, alright? Peace. Hey y'all, while my gratitude knows no bounds for every single bit of love and support y'all have shown for me over the years, there are a few people that I legitimately want to take a few minutes to thank for their unending help and support. First of all, obviously Christoph Frey, not just for being a sponsor of the Boogie Night Project, but also for letting me use his music from GABA Transistor in my streams, as well as him kind of coming up with his own little fragment for my new introduction to the Boogie Night Project. And speaking of introductions, the intro as well as my YouTube banner page were done by the amazing Oren. You might know him as Oren VDK, as well as Oren from Couple Cakes. Thank you so much, Oren. I really do appreciate the time you took to put together everything from the banner to the beautifully done introduction that merged perfectly with Christoph's music from GABA Transistor. So big thank you to them. And also, this would not be possible with the help of my extremely amazing patrons, both current and former, such as Lexi Kitty, Silverleaf, Barry Grave, Harkov, Jiray, Larian, and Oren, as well as a few others that have come and gone over the years. Y'all, this would not be possible without your help and your support. I know I have not been able to provide much in the way of giving back in Patreon rewards, but I am in the process of revamping my Patreon as well as the rewards that I can do, so be prepared. I know I joke about it, saying that if you're morbidly fascinating, check it out, but if you do want to give to the Boogie Night Project, that is the easiest way to do so, and I am legitimately setting aside funds to buy more hardware for my computer, as well as making things look more professional. But once again, very big thank y'all to everybody who has supported me from the beginning all the way to the present, as well as those individuals that have gone out of their way to help. So once again, guys, thank you so much for all your constant love and support. My gratitude knows no bounds, and I'll catch you on the flip side, alright? Peace.